Here I am.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada with the MLM Superheroes, and we are live right now on an international call, on an international broadcast, broadcasting to all four corners of the world. Guys, what I want to do tonight is really, truly open the vault. There's so many people out there that are talking about ways to make income, ways to change your life, but not very many people seem to really want to tell you the actual secrets behind that. How do you actually start a business from start and within a 3 or 4 month period of time be able to generate more income than a lot of people make working their full-time job? And today I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to do that from a complete flat start. Now, typically what I do, just so that you know, is I roll out what are called marketing case studies. And when I roll out a marketing case study, I try to, as best I can, guys, pretend that I'm a brand new person with no experience, that I don't have a database of contacts, I'm not going to my list or anything like that. I want to be able to run something so that if I was just sitting at home as a single mother, that I would be able to duplicate as close to those results as possible. Now, obviously, keep in mind, I can't do that fully, right? Because I've done a number of marketing case studies, but I try to get it as close to that as possible so that I can take that data and then show a regular person what would they have to do to be able to roll out a business from scratch so that they could get those same type of results too. Okay, so sometimes I'll roll up my marketing case studies with no budget at all, okay, no budget, zero budget, okay, and what I will do is I will just get the data based upon how many connections do I make on a daily basis, okay. Other times I will roll out a marketing case study where I'm talking about maybe a small little budget, right? So it's going to vary. Some of the case studies that I'm going to show you tonight are with no budget at all, no budget at all, and then other part of the case studies are with a little budget. I'm going to show you both case study scenarios and both the results so that you can see what would be possible if you were to implement those strategies. Now, tonight we've got a great panel. We've got a panel sort of from all walks of life. We've got Chad R. Turner, who is joining us. Chad has been going through Millionaire mentoring and training for about the last 2 months. Chad, can you introduce yourself really quickly?
Hey guys, Chad Turner, and yeah, just been going through Darren's training and having a great first 2 months of the year.
Fantastic. Now, guys, this is really kind of a neat scenario here because I want for you to understand that when Chad first started in the Millionaire mentoring and training, he didn't really have any sort of a track record. He wasn't working with a list. He didn't have a big following or anything like that, but he really was coachable. He really followed the training to a T. And in his first 60 days, now keep in mind, this is like somebody who's a brand new person who's just learning these strategies. He's already had 2 days where he's made more than $3,000 for the day. This is a brand new person, okay? So, and we're going to talk a little bit about that, and you're going to find out a little bit more about his mindset after we've gone through this, because we're going to go back to Chad there towards the end. Now, we've also got Jennifer Carroll. Jennifer, maybe you can just share with people a little bit about, where did you come from prior to getting involved in online marketing, and then what got you into the path of really looking to leverage yourself and to clone yourself so that you could get an income online?
Okay. Well, I'm excited to be here. I want to first off and say that. I actually got involved with online marketing, probably I think it was like 2008, oh goodness, I think it was 2008. And it was a result of having been in the real estate industry. I was a mortgage broker for a number of years, and we all know what happened in about 2000, late 2006, early 2007. So all of my income came crashing down. It was very catastrophic what happened, because I was making very good money. I thought I was doing great, but it's just one of those things. All of my income came crashing down, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I got introduced to network marketing, and although the individual that introduced me to network marketing was fantastic, they didn't really have a lot of training or understanding about how to recruit. So of course I kind of did what so many people do. I went and kind of threw up all over everybody that I knew. Got to join my deal. It's the greatest product and all this stuff. So it was really bad. I turned a lot of people off, and I really was, at that point I was like, okay, well, I believe in the model. Let me start to look online and see how I can start to build my business online. So I went into the online space and just found out that it was a completely, whole different world, and learned some really, really amazing tools and systems and ways to start generating leads online for people who are looking for business opportunities. And that's actually how I met Darren. Darren, I think in my research online, I happened across some of his videos and some of his training, and was just blown away. And it wasn't until I went to an event, an industry event, and ran into him, I really got to sit down with him, and we actually did an interview, and I got to hear him talk about some of the secrets of his own success and how he was able to grow big businesses and do all the amazing things that he's done. And it was just amazing. Just been an amazing journey, and really I think when I first got into network marketing, or even, I say network marketing, but I say that because that's my origin, getting into the online space. But just getting into online marketing, this whole space, it was told to me when I first got in that this is kind of an industry of personal development disguised as a business. And when I heard that, initially I thought that, I was like, what are they talking about? I had no idea what that meant. And it wasn't really until I ran into Darren, and he kind of reiterated some of his mindset training that he really goes through, that it started to click. And it's just one of those things, we're unraveling our whole lifetime worth of mindset. Our whole lifetime we've been taught a certain way of thinking. We've been taught, limiting beliefs about, what our capabilities are, what we can do, all these different things. So when you start entering a space when someone tells you that you can make, just like Darren did, $50,000 within less than 90 days, you have to have a mindset shift, because that's what a lot of people who may be watching this right now, that's what you make in a year. And people go to college to do that. Some people go to college and still don't make $50,000 in a whole year. So you have to expand your mind and shift your mindset to even be able to conceptualize the possibility of that happening before it's even a possibility. So that's kind of how I got introduced to the online space.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so we're going to go over to the real Tony Cohen, live from New York City. Guys, I want for you to really understand the diversity of the people in this industry. Now, Tony is a 7-figure sales trainer. Tony has worked with people and taken them from multi-millionaire to 10s, 50s, 100s, even some of the people that he worked with and trained up to the point of becoming billionaires. So what would attract him to this type of a business model? Tony, give us a little bit of snapshot about that, and then I'm going live.
Okay, so very briefly, we speak a lot about getting ahead of the curve, and everything I've done that really has hit it in a big way financially, and any sharp guys always position themselves ahead of the curve. And honestly, to wrap it up, if it's not online, it's a waste of time, number one. Number two is, you'll notice I'm the only guy without a banner here. I'm the world's biggest tech idiot. There's no secret there. So for me, you know, it's the anxiety thing of just like, oh no, computers, I hate them, and now like go down these rabbit holes, go, wow, I wish I'd found this stuff out 2, 3, 4 years ago, because it's really. So as I'm sat here right now, while you three have been talking, I've had 3 messages from some other people. I have no idea who they are, just saying saw your videos. So I've gone from the technophobic guy to, you know, learning. I'm probably the newest guy here as far as anything online goes, outside of social media. So learning these skill sets, and realistically, be it in the business we deal with, or if you've got a business and want to use the tools, if you are not, you are out of business in a year or 2. You're done. And, you know, again, sitting here on the end of a screen, literally stepping out of the situation, I've also seen a shift in the last few weeks. I used to get, I would say, 5 notifications a minute through Facebook. 5 a minute. Now I'm lucky if I get one every 20 minutes. They've changed the analytics. What was working with social media, I kind of got in my comfort zone with it, and it was working great with everything we're doing. And all of a sudden, that stream has stopped. However, I position myself because, you know, we spoke about this, and I'm just getting into the blogging side of the business. We spoke about this about a month ago, Darren, about, you know, we both used Facebook as our blog. Then someone will say, remember that thing you posted a week ago? There was a picture you posted with some food a week ago, which if that's me, that's like 3 times a day. It's lost. So fortunately, this has helped me come to terms with technology, whereby, you know, you mentioned there you found Darren through video, which is a great medium, but linking, whether it's YouTube and your social media and everything through the tools we've got right here, is literally, I was telling you guys a story before, people just reaching out from around the world who you've absolutely no idea who they are, and literally sending you money. Like Chad's had a couple of $3,000 days. I don't know if you knew those people previous or not. I know when you know, my first $3,000 day, I didn't even know about it. I wasn't even paying attention. Darren mentioned it to me. By the way, blah blah blah, as you've just made $3,000. Oh, have I? I was out having a coffee. I didn't know. I love this. Okay, I love this. So when people at the supermarket say, "What the hell do you do for a living?" and I just look at them and say, yeah, I'm doing it now while I'm having a coffee with you. Get on my Facebook, see if you can figure it out. And I just use it as a connecting tool. But it's the beauty of freeing up the time, because my background, very simply, is when I've worked with these people and took them from 0 to wherever, millions, tens, hundreds, it's been a lot of hands-on work. It's been me on the phone with them. It's been them getting, you know, recruiting them, getting them in, training their people physically, having to be in a location at 6 o'clock in the morning till midnight, 7 days a week. And, you know, we're in a different century. We don't have to do that anymore. That stuff is here right now, where I can just go click and send a message out to 100,000 people. So for me, this is a no-brainer. Although the only challenge I'm having, because I didn't grow up, I bought my first computer 6 months ago, 7 months ago in my life.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow. Wow. We didn't have computers at school. I mean, I'm not that old. I just didn't stay in school very long. Let's leave it at that. Okay. But, you know, we didn't have them, so I didn't grow up with it. So my whole life, I'm like, you know, it's the work of the devil. I was the Luddite. I didn't want to go near it. But now I'm going like before we send the banner, I'll just click on here. I know what sort of rabbit holes I go down. Like 2 weeks ago, it took me 2 weeks to start a blog. And it literally was 1 click, and I'd run out and go for a coffee and stay away from my computer. Just the anxiety of it. And now, I'm like, okay, I need to do another blog. I need to do another blog. I've got a blog. Even if I've got nothing to blog about, I'm going to blog. I'm going to blog. Someone asked me the other day, what's a blog? I don't know, but you need one. What do they do? You know, I don't know. It's like a diary or something. I don't know. Just what do you write about? I have no idea. I just write. And as a result of that, as a result of this online presence, you know, I've got guys just out the blue. Tony, we saw your videos. Can you host a live radio show for us? Yeah, sure. I've done live interviews with people you wouldn't normally get in front of. You know, Hollywood actress, authors. How? Just through leveraging the internet. So before I go completely off on it, which I can do sometimes, Darren is smiling doing one of these things. Listen, guys, if you're not online, you're done. You're done. So this is online, automated, global. Carry on. I'm going to have a cup of coffee while you guys are talking, and I'm just going to watch the inbox.
Okay, guys, so what I want to do is I want for you to understand, first of all, that if you are working a conventional 9-to-5 job, you are on what's called linear income. Okay, you're trading your time for your money. If you don't go in, you're not going to get paid. What I show people how to do here with these strategies is I show you how to clone yourself. So imagine you've got some special DNA formula from the future, and you call into the laboratory and you say, hey guys, I need to, can you order a couple hundred of me? I'll pick them up on next Thursday. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, right? That's the power of the internet, guys. Because right now, as we speak, right now, I am doing presentations. Me. I'm doing presentations all around the world. I'm teaching people about millionaire mindset. I'm teaching people about the power of the internet. I'm teaching people about social media. Right now, as we're doing this presentation, I'm teaching people how to recruit new reps in 6 to 45 minutes. I'm teaching people how to go from zero to a $10,000 monthly income in 30 to 90 days. Right now, as we are here, I am cloned all over the internet, guys. All over the internet. Now, what would your life be like if you had the ability to make money while you're sleeping? You go to work, you're still making money. You go spend some time with your kids, you're still making money. That's the power of the internet. That's the power of social media. That's the power of YouTube. That's the power of press releases. That's the power of blogging. And these are all different strategies that we cover in our training, and we break it down so that people who have never had any success before, they've never made $1 before on the internet, they're having success, guys. And it starts off with just their first $7 commission, right? And then that $7 commission goes into an upgrade, and it's a $47 upgrade. And then all of a sudden they're having a $100 day, and then a $200 day, and then a $500, and then $1,000, and then like Chad, who is only 2 months in, guys, 2 months, he's already had 2 $3,000 days, okay, 2. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go live. I'm going to actually break this down so that you can understand the step-by-step. What do you have to do to be able to start a business from zero and within a 30-day period of time be able to hit $10,000 and within a 90-day period of time hit 50 grand, okay? Because that's what my intention was when I started with this business. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen, and we are going to go live right now. So let's just check this out. Okay. So guys, you know, what I want to do here is, well, those numbers are kind of a little bit funky there, but anyway, nonetheless, this particular presentation is called Fast and Furious Cash Flow. And I want to show you how I was able to start a business from zero, generate $55,148 cash, plus a $3,717 monthly residual income in the course of 3.5 months. Okay, now this really is possible, guys, in the event that you have the right mindset. Okay, so what I want to talk about is the actual strategies behind it. So my name is Darren Little. I'm from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and what I want to be able to teach you is how to build a business while having a life. Because I can tell you, if you've been in a network marketing type of business model where they teach you about three-way phone calls and, you know, home meetings and things like that, I came from that type of a business model, and I can tell you it literally took over my life. from 7 a.m. in the morning until 2 a.m. the following day, I was on three-way phone calls with my organization. And the challenge is the better that you are, the more in demand that you are, and then everybody wants you to close their people. And it literally completely took over my life. So when I got introduced to the power of the internet and automation and cloning myself without having to actually be there, that's when things changed. So my handle online is the MLM Superhero. Have no fear, the MLM Superhero is here. I really want to open up the vault, guys, and show you step by step how easy this really is. Now, if you stick around to the very end of this presentation, I'm going to give you a $297 free bonus just for showing up. Okay, and there's no strings attached. You don't have to buy anything. This is something that I want to truly give from my heart, because I can tell you this, 80% of success, guys, is about showing up. 80%. Most people say that they want to do something. They say they have a dream, but they're not really committed to it, right? They'd rather watch Friends, or they would rather go out for drinks with their buddies and drink some beer. But when it comes right down to real business, 80% is just showing up for this type of thing so you can get the education so that you can take your life to the next level. Now, here's what I will tell you. These are strategies that I learned starting in my mid-20s. I worked with Anthony Robbins. At 30 years old, I was vice president of marketing with Dr. Lee Poulos, learning the power of the subconscious mind. And in my 40s, I worked with Dr. Dov Darren in quantum physics, the secret beyond the secret, the attracting force. How do you create your own reality? Now, here's what I will tell you. 95% of business is all mindset. Now, once I understood how this whole thing worked, at 30 years old, I set an intention that by the time I hit 35 years old, I was going to make my first $1 million. And almost to the day that I turned 35, that's what happened in my reality. So it's all what you believe to be true for you. I can show you this whole model. I can break it down step by step, but if you do not believe that this is possible for you, it will not happen for you. Okay, whereas dozens and dozens of testimonials and case studies where we've got people from all walks of life, even people that were completely homeless, that 6 months later, they made as much as $20,000 in a month following this training that I teach. So, here's the 3 things that you're going to have to do in business. Any type of business, guys. You have to master these 3 things. Okay, this is going to be the hardest part of you being able to overcome, and that's to overcome yourself. You've got to master your thoughts, you've got to master your words, and you've got to master your emotions in order to master your bank account. Okay, so a lot of this isn't just about, you know, talking to people or buying traffic or doing an ad campaign. Because if you don't believe it's true, if you don't believe that it's true for you, if you don't believe that you can go from a flat start to 10 grand in 30 days, it's not going to happen. So you're going to have to get very aware of these 3 areas. On a daily basis, multiple times per day, you're going to have to really hear your own self-talk of what you're saying about your success. Now, what I want to do is I want for you to sort of set a baseline. I want to set a baseline for you, because this is what I call a there's 2 realities that exist simultaneously, guys. Everything that you want is on one side, and everything that you don't want is on the other side. But it's important for you to know that this is the industry statistics, that 0.1% earn more than $400 per month in this industry. Now, you can either buy into that, because those are all the people that do not understand the principles that I teach. Those are all the people that are out pitching features and benefits. They're trying to convince people to buy their products and services. And I can tell you from somebody who's made millions and millions of dollars, that's not how you do this industry. And that's the reason that those people fail. But what are they going to do? There's nobody else out there teaching them, so they just do what they're told. They make a list of their friends and family. They literally become like a fire hydrant. They almost become like verbal diarrhea all over those people. They just turn those people off so much that nobody wants to answer their phone. You do not want to be one of those people, guys. There's a much better, easier way. It's completely rejection free. You don't have to harass your friends and family, and you can make a fortune. So these two words right here are going to either make or break your business, okay? Now, if you say, well, what if I go bankrupt? Right? That's a reality that you could tune into. You know, what if everybody rejects me? You could tune into that, right? You could tune into the fact that what if you invest all this money and you lose it all, right? You could tune into that. But here's what I do as a successful entrepreneur who rolls out companies. I raise tens of millions of dollars for projects. This is what I focus on. What if every person that I talked to wanted to join my business? I mean, that would be pretty good, wouldn't it? Now, what I want you to focus on is how would that make you feel in your body? Because as I start going through these sentences, something is going to happen in the physiology of your body, and I want you to be very aware of it. Because what if this was true? What if every single person that you talked to wanted to join your business? What if your phone was ringing off the hook with incoming calls? Imagine what that would be like. You're talking to a prospect and your phone is ringing with somebody in the background that wants to join your business. I want you to imagine what that would feel like if your phone was ringing off the hook with incoming phone calls. What if there was leaders all around the world that were calling you from all four corners of the world wanting to join your business? What if you could recruit new reps in minutes? Now, I teach in my training how to recruit new reps in 6 to 45 minutes. And a lot of people say, oh, 6 to 45 minutes, how's that even possible? And then they actually watch me do it live. And they go, oh my God, I didn't believe that that you could even do that. What if you could? How much confidence would you have internally in your physiology and your body if you knew that that was a true statement, that within 6 to 45 minutes you could recruit a new person into your business? What would that feel like? Would you walk differently? Would it affect the physiology of your body? Would you breathe differently? If all these things were true for you, what if there was money and it was literally like flowing to you like an avalanche of abundance? Every single day you were waking up to emails saying that you just got another commission, you just made another $1,000, you just made another $3,000. What would that be like? What would be different about your physiology if this was true versus the reality that you're in right now? What if you could create a $10,000 monthly residual income within a 90-day period of time? Now, I'm going to show you exactly how this is possible and how I was able to do this. Now, these are the actual back office printouts showing the total income of $55,148.70. I took these today. Now, keep in mind, when I first promoted the seminar, these numbers were a little bit less, but a couple more days have gone by and the numbers have increased. So we've got now a residual income of $3,717. And keep in mind, tomorrow when I wake up, it's going to be bigger than that. Okay, but this is from a complete flat start, right? Starting on November 1st. So I want for you to understand what is possible. Now, this is what's possible even within a week period of time to make a $12,000 week. And the best day so far within that about 100 days or so is $7,163. So guys, these are actual printouts from the back office. So I want for you to realize that this can be true for you. You've got to accept that it really can happen. This happened to be the first day after Christmas. Imagine making almost $4,000 in a single day. Now, I will tell you this. Obviously, individual results will vary. If you cannot master your thoughts, words, and emotions, and you cannot be coachable, right? The people that work with me, There's homework, guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and tell you that you're not going to have to go through some personal development or there's not going to be any assignments. But what if you could get through all that? What if this was something that you could really truly look forward to be able to have a day like that where you got up out of bed and you made $4,000? What would that feel like for you? So when I set out on this business, I start off with everything and I set an intention. What was my intention? My intention was that I was going to start from nothing and I was going to rise up the leaderboards to be in the top 10. Okay? I figured that was a pretty good target goal. Well, this showed that at 58 days in that I hit number 6. Okay? But then all of a sudden my mind went through a recalibration and I wanted to be able to be at the very top, the number 1 spot in the Empower Network leaderboard. And lo and behold, boom, I logged into the back office and there it was. There was my name sitting on the number 1 top spot for income within a 7-day period of time. That's called setting your intention. Now, if you don't have an intention when you start your business, it's like phoning up a travel agent and saying, give me 2 tickets. Where are you going to end up with? You don't know. You could end up in the war zone. You could get off the plane and all of a sudden be taken into custody and put in prison. You don't know. If you don't have an intention, you've got no destination. So it's very important for you to understand this. Now, what I want to talk to you here, guys, is something that I call breaking inertia. Okay, breaking inertia. What does that mean? In my training, this is a business that I started with no budget at all, none. Okay, 0. And the startup cost for this particular company was $154. But my strategy that I was going to have 25 connections. So, hey, Tom, how's it going? How's your day going so far? There's 1 connection. Hey, Bob, how's it going? How's your day going so far? There's 2. Okay, so 25 of those in any given day. Now, if you look at week 1, it doesn't look like there's anything going. Okay, look at there's only like about $120 that has been made in the first week. Keep in mind, though, I understand what it means to break inertia. So I'm still doing 25 connections every single day. Now, if I'm on a roll, maybe I did 50. Right? Maybe I said, hey, Tom, how's it going? How's your day going so far? Hey, Mary, how's it going? How's your day going so far? Now, not everybody's going to answer, but it's going to snowball. So look what happened in week 2. Hardly anything going on. Now, most people would say, oh, this doesn't work. Oh, I knew it. I knew it was a ripoff. I knew this wouldn't work. Okay, so their mind, they lose control of their self-talk. I know what it means to break inertia, so I keep on going. Look what happened in week 3. By week 3, it was about $1,000. In week 4, it goes up to $1,600. In week 5, it goes up to about $2,400. In week 6, it starts to go up to almost $3,000, and then it goes up to $4,600. But look what happened in the first 2 weeks. It didn't look like the business was going to get any traction at all. And at the end of that, about 45 or 50 days, $12,361.85. So the question is this: will you trust the process? Will you understand that there's an invisible barrier wall that literally is going to push against you unless you have so much front-end inertia, bam, that you're going to break right through that and start that snowball going forward? And if you're not prepared to walk forward in complete blind faith, knowing that that's how it works, guys, these are the principles of the millionaire mindset on how to start a business from nothing and turn it into millions. Okay? Now, this same principle works exactly the same as this if I roll out a business and I raise money. So I could have call, conference, call, nothing, call, nothing, call, conference, nothing, 25,000. Now, as soon as I get that first person, the first person that cuts a check, 25, 50, 75, 100, 2, 3, 4, $5 million of raising capital, it works exactly the same. So if you just understand these basic principles, it makes it way easier for you to have success in a business. Now, here's the principle that we work with to make it very easy for the average person. All you want to be able to do is to get qualified buyers to a lead capture page. Now, you can either buy those qualified buyers with paid traffic and send them there, or you can connect with people on social media, or they can watch your videos, or they can, you know, roll out some of your other campaign through Twitter or some of the other things that we teach. But you want to get qualified buyers to a lead capture page. That's going to build your list of prospects. Now, once they do that, they're going to, some of those people, okay, not every single person, but some of those people are going to take a $7 7-day trial. Okay, now that's going to start to create a little bit of cash flow for you. Now, some of those people right in the buying process are going to upgrade, and they're going to purchase a $47 six-figure shortcuts product. That portion right there, guys, is going to fund your marketing and advertising budget. It's called a funded proposal. Now, in the event that you use this type of strategy to build your business, the business building process starts to pay for building your list. So you're going to drive traffic to a page, but what's going to happen after that? It's going to start to generate an income. Now, that, for me, that residual portion of that right there within the 100 days is sitting around $3,700 a month, right? So that, now I'm going to use that money to fuel my marketing and advertising budget. I don't have to use the whole thing, right? But I know that I've got $3,700 a month coming in to pay for all of my business expenses, all of my auto ships, all of my tools, and some paid traffic, okay? Now, some of those people obviously are going to get that $47 upgrade. Not everybody, but some of them, right? And that's a monthly type of a membership. So those are going to be recurring fees that are going to come through off their credit card that are going to pay you for this. It's going to subsidize your business. Now, there's a coach that you can have as an option to call all of your prospects for you. Okay, all the people that have taken that $7 trial and they've just watched the 5 setup videos, you can actually have a coach from the iPass system call those people for you. Now, that's an option that I took personally because I have multiple businesses. So I wanted to know that all those people, whether I call them or not, are going to be contacted by a coach, okay? Now, after that, there's going to be 3 things that people can do, okay? As far as, well, first thing that they've got to decide if they want to actually market the products, okay? And the baseline is to be able to have a blog, okay? So they have a blog, they get the mindset training, that's the Pro Pack, but there's 3 real income producers. I'm talking about when you start to make some significant income. The silver package teaches anybody who's got a network marketing business how to become a top producer. It's called the top producer formula. Now, that particular $500 product, it's going to pay you a 70% commission, right? So these are pretty large commissions that start coming in. So after you learn how to actually become a top producer, you're probably going to want to start to teach people and build a team and build some culture with your team. So the next product is called the team building formula. Okay, so that's going to pay you a $700 commission, guys. The $1,000 product is going to pay you a $700 commission. Now, if somebody learns the next level, which is how to create mass influence on a global scale, they get what's called the black card. Okay, now that's $3,995. That includes all the products, but it starts to pay you a $3,000 commission. This is how I was able to actually start to have $3,000, $6,000 days within the program. Now, the closest, I've come very close to having a $9,000 day, but you can see that from Chad's already had 2 $3,000 days. So he got the black card and then started to drive the traffic through a number of strategies that we're going to be able to talk about. Now, this is a visual that will explain marketing and how it really works. So you've got a number of things within that circle. That's almost like your smorgasbord menu. So imagine you go into a restaurant and there's a whole bunch of things to order. You don't order every single thing off of the menu, guys. Just keep in mind. You don't order all the steak variations and the pasta and the chicken and everything else. You pick one or two things off of the menu. So I want you to really think about the same type of thing as that, okay? The same type of thing. So you've got a menu of things that you're going to pick from, and that's going to be, I always say to people, pick one. Focus on one. So you're going to drive that traffic. You can see off the left, it's got the lead capture page. Now, in the old model of sort of online marketing, they used to say to give something away of value for free. Okay, so when I used to build my business, I would give a copy away of an ebook that would provide value. This system actually sort of fast tracks around that because you're going directly to a $7 trial, which is going to create income for you coming right out of the gate, guys. So if you just get qualified buyers to opt in, some of those qualified buyers are actually starting to create revenue for you right out of the gate. So you can see the first bubble down at the bottom says $7 trial, and after 7 days, those are going to become $47 per month payments that are coming in. That's where you can see my residual income at $3,700 a month. Okay, now some of those people are going to take the upsell, which is the 6-figure shortcuts. Then they're going to get a call from the iPass coach to find out more about their vision, their goals, their dreams. Why do they want to start a business? What's their driving force? Now, some of those people are going to buy the Pro Pack and get a blog and the mindset training. Some of those people are going to be a little bit more serious, and they're going to want to learn how to become a top producer. Some of them are going to want to build a large team, and some of them are going to want to become 7-figure income earners. So it depends on where they're at. So I might be talking about becoming a 7-figure income earner, and the person that just joined, all they're really interested in is making an extra $1,000 a month. So it's very important that you know, where do you fit on that scale. Now, the next thing up the ladder is our autoresponder. That's going to communicate with your prospects so you don't have to send out individual emails. That allows you to send a huge amount of volume to the lead capture page and know that those people are going to be communicated with over time, right, from your autoresponder. And then you can email them, you know, every couple of days, every day if you like, to start to build a relationship with them. And this is the model that you're going to be able to teach. I like to show people this in this visual because some people see better in pictures. So they can say, okay, I see how that works. I've got a menu. I want to get people into that lead capture page. It's going to go into the trial, upsell into the 6-figure shortcuts. They're going to get a call, upgrade into the products. An autoresponder is going to do the follow-up, and then it loops around, and there it is. Boomerang sponsoring. Okay. So this is a combination of what I did in social media, and this is an actual campaign. Okay, so this shows in the very beginning, it says yabba dabba do. So I was using a strategy called piggyback marketing, whereas piggybacking off of the Flintstones, and it had a picture of Fred Flintstone, you know, saying yabba dabba do. It's official. My underground marketing campaign that I've been rolling out the past few days has been a huge success. In fact, it's my very first profitable paid marketing campaign online that I've ever done, right? Ever. Not kidding. What's even better was that it was completely automated. So I rolled out this campaign, guys, coming from the world of doing 3-way phone calls, coming from the world of doing home parties, but I saw other people having great success with an automated model, and I wanted to see if I could do it. So I'm really not that far into this, right? So this is real-time data, right? So that means that I didn't do a single Facebook chat. I didn't do any conference calls. I didn't do one 3-way phone call. I didn't do any blogging, no press releases. Heck, I didn't even pick up my phone. Honestly, I feel like David Wood right about now. David Wood owns the Empower Network, and he talks about how he's completely automated his business to create freedom. He just had a little kid, and he just, you know, he's getting married, and he's got a lifestyle where he can travel around the world, really have that life of freedom, and not have to, be working 15, 18, 20-hour days like a lot of people do in the network marketing industry. He really just sends an email out to broadcast the people and then lassos them around to do a little webinar like this. So here was my budget. I had a budget of $560. It generated 228 leads. Those are the people that opted in through the lead capture page. There was 23 sales that were generated. 14 new team members joined my team, and the total revenue so far at that particular point in time was $583. Okay, so the campaign was profitable, but look, I still had 228 prospects that could buy further along when the autoresponder letters were set out. So it says, Wilma, call Betty and Barney Rubble. We're going out for some T-Rex steaks and jungle juice. Message me if you have a budget, but you have no time to run a business. Guys, you know how many people are out there like that? You know how many people are corporate that maybe make $100,000 a year, and they're literally ball and chain to their job. They've got a mortgage, they've got a couple kids, they've got 2 cars. They don't have any way out. But guess what's happening? The kids are coming up time to go to university or college, and they don't have an extra $50, $75, $100,000 to be putting their kids through school. So what are they going to do? Right? They're starting to panic. Right? There's tons and tons of people out there that are like that. Okay? That are like that. My son right now is 15. I've only got a couple more years, guys. Right? Before all of a sudden the big fees are going to come for university when he turns 18. Okay? So keep in mind, there's tons of people out there that are like that. So what did I do? I continued to reinvest my income back into the business. Right? So by the time this campaign was over, it generated about $750. I took $700 back, I put it back in, right? It generated my first $3,000 day. Then I took $1,400 of the $3,000, I put it back in, it created my first $6,000 day. I took another $1,400, I put it back in, and then it just took off. Literally, it went vertical, right, from that point on. But keep in mind, I reinvested the money back into the business to give it that traction and that liftoff. Now, the other thing that I recommend to people is that, when you're working with a system, try to separate yourself and make yourself look unique and different. I can set you up with my designer in India so that you can have your own custom branded lead capture page to make yourself look different. So it doesn't look like the rest of everybody that's marketing in the system. So as an example, some people may not have even seen what iPass is or seen the Empower Network, but they see a familiar lead capture page and they go, oh yeah, I already know about that. Oh yeah, I've already seen that. I'm not interested in that. But they've never even watched the video. They have no idea what it's even about. So this is one strategy that I recommend to my team to make yourself set apart from everybody else. Make yourself unique and different. Now, this was the test marketing stage, what I call. Empower Network originally launched about 3 years ago. I did the test marketing. The test marketing is completed now. We've proved out the model. We've proved out the products. There's a huge demand for the products. So that's what I call that taking a hit for the team. So I was the one that went out and spent the money, went and did the marketing, the testing, the strategies to figure out, okay, is this a viable business? And if it is it duplicatable? Can I get it so that an average person who's never been in this industry before, who's never had success, can start having $3,000 days too? Now, so far, keep in mind, we're only 90 days in. There's 4 people so far on the team that have had $3,000 days. And Chad, who's been very coachable, and we're going to hear from him in a little bit, he went a little bit further. He went down the rabbit hole a little bit further. He watched a lot more of my YouTube videos. He got some of the questions and the sentences to ask people to get instant rapport with them, and he became a top recruiter. Guys, in a very short period of time, in a 60-day period of time, he became a top recruiter. So here's the strategy to becoming a leader and to getting a following, because that's what you really need. So a lot of people say, well, Darren, I don't have anybody to talk to. What do I do? I don't have a budget. What do I do? Okay, here's the first thing that you've got to do. Number one, you've got to take ownership for your thoughts, your words, and your emotions, and you've got to take responsibility, guys. You got to say, okay, I'm the CEO of my business. I'm going to learn one thing, just one. You don't have to learn 50 things. Learn one thing, just one. Now, if you learn one thing, you have knowledge right now that somebody else doesn't have. So you want to learn a specific strategy. There's a whole menu that you can pick from. So you're going to learn one thing, and then you're going to implement it. Now, the goal of implementing it is to be able to collect some data, right? So it might be a Facebook strategy. It might be a Twitter strategy. It could be a strategy using blogging. It could be a strategy using press releases or Craigslist, something where you can get a little bit of data, and now you're going to share your results. Okay, now as soon as you share your results, you get an audience. So if I have a YouTube, a Facebook page as an example, instead of me saying, get in now, join my deal, lock your spot, I say, hey guys, I just learned a really cool Facebook strategy on how you can generate 10 to 15 red hot targeted leads in a single day. I rolled out the strategy over the last 5 days, and consistently every day I was able to get a minimum of 10 new leads, right? If I get 20 likes on this post, I'm going to do a webinar to show you exactly what I did. Now, guess what happens? People are coming from every company. They're coming from Amway and Jeunesse, and they're coming from Gano Excel and Organo. They're coming from all sorts of different companies to get your leadership. Okay, this is a leadership business model, guys. Very important to understand that. Okay, so how do you become the attractor factor? Learn, implement, and share. That's what's going to get your phone ringing with incoming calls. So here's what I did, guys. Here's my exact formula on how I was able to create a 6-figure yearly income. Keep in mind, that's at least $8,333 within a 30-day period of time. Here's what I did. The first thing I needed was I needed something to sell that was going to pay me a significant commission. Because obviously, if I'm going to make that kind of money that fast, I've got to have something that I can make the least amount of effort to get the most amount of income. So it had to be something that was going to be affordable for the masses. And what do I mean by that? A very low entry price, okay? There's no friction or resistance. I call it under the radar. So a husband and wife are not going to get into an argument over the husband or the wife buying something for $7, okay? So if it's between $7 and $25, preferably, but under 60, I call that under the radar, because the guys might go out for beers and spend $75. It's still under the radar, okay? But when you're talking about $200, $300, $400, $500, all of a sudden now it's got to be a husband and wife decision. So it's very important that the entry is under the radar. The next thing is people needed to be able to become profitable in a 30-day period of time if they had massive action, okay? Profitable, a profitable business. Okay, what else? I wanted to be able to make the most amount of money with the least amount of effort in the shortest time possible. So there had to be upsells. What are upsells? Upsells are when somebody buys for $7 and then they get an opportunity to buy something else for $47, and then they got an opportunity to buy something for $145, and then $500, and then $1,000, and then $3,995, all the way down the line, right? They don't have to buy all of them, but they're given an option. They're given an option depending on their vision, depending on their goals and dreams. Now, this is critical. This is critical when you're in this type of a business model. The corporate videos themselves have to be able to convert on their own without you, okay? Without you explaining how it works, without you convincing people. You've got somebody that's in either a state of transition or a breaking point in their life. They're underpaid at their job, or they're in between careers. And all you've done is piqued their curiosity and have them watch a video. The video needs to do all of the explaining, everything, guys. So typically when I'm on a chat, and I find out somebody's pain or their breaking point, and I say, well, you know what? I mean, I don't even know if there's a fit here. I mean, I don't even know if you'd be a qualified, right? So all I want to do is to be able to pique their curiosity and get out of the way. This is critical in this type of a business model. Let the corporate video do all the work. So there needed to be marketing training also provided where people would be able to learn new skills. And this is why this is important. Somebody says, Darren, how do you take a business from 0 to 100,000? And I go, oh, you got to be an expert copywriter. And they go, oh, well, I can't write copy. I guess I can't do it then, right? If I say, oh, you've got to master video, you got to be really good at video if you're going to go from 0 to, you know, $8,333. Oh, I'm really shy. I don't know how to do video. I guess I can't do it then. Okay, so you've got to be able to have a smorgasbord of marketing strategies depending on that person's personality type. Are they social? Are they a good people person? Are they good on video? Are they good on chat? What's their strength? Okay, help to people to focus on their strengths of what they're good at as they're learning other things. Okay, so those are key importance. So these are the exact steps that I took. The first thing that I did was I took the $7 trial with iPass. I got the $47 upgrade to get the six-figure shortcuts, and I got what's called an autoresponder. Okay, now the autoresponder is going to have pre-written messages that are going to be sent out on day 1, day 3, day 5. You may have even gotten an autoresponder message from me that invited you to this particular broadcast. That was the step 1, and I set them up. The step 2 was I set myself up following the 7-figure formula, and that was to set myself up so I could start having $3,000 days. So I got the black card. Every single top income earner in the company set themselves up for success with the black card membership. Next thing I did was I purchased some paid traffic. Now in my case, I started with $560 in paid traffic, or 800 qualified buyers, and I sent them to a page. Okay, so this is something that I make available for my whole team so they can buy the exact same traffic that I bought. So there's no secrets here, guys. Okay, when you're working with us on our team, we share every formula, every question that we ask. We share copies of our Facebook chats, copies of everything in our group so that you can go, hey, I can do that. I can do that. I could copy this email, load it up into my autoresponder. Hey, wait a sec. I can do that. That doesn't take a lot of effort, right? So we try to make it as easy as possible for you. So the next thing that I did was I reported my results on social media. You know, they don't have to be big, guys. I will tell you this. I don't have to claim that I'm, oh, look, I'm making 100,000. You don't have to do that. Here's how I started. Hey guys, I just wanted to share with you that I've been rolling out my underground marketing campaign, and I'm sitting right now at this Oriental restaurant eating beef and broccoli and sipping on a little bit of Chinese tea. And lo and behold, my phone starts going off like a Las Vegas slot machine. And look at what I have here. I made $75 while having lunch, right? If you've got a budget, but you've got no time, message me. Just that one message got 18 inquiries. Okay, so don't think that you need some gigantic story to be able to get people interested. On the next day, what happened? I happened to be across the street. I went to meet a buddy of mine. I went across the street to a pub. We were having a couple beers and some fish and chips, and boom, my phone starts going off again. And during that time, I made $108. Okay, so that was my story. I'm here. I took a picture of me with my fish and chips. And hey, look at this, I made $108 while I'm sitting here with my pal, right? Then I was on a webinar that night, and I made $88 during my webinar. So the total that I made for the day was like $196. If you've got a budget, but you've got no time, message me, right? So I continued then to email my list, showcasing my results and also providing more value. This is what I call completely opening the vault. I'm telling you exactly what I did step by step so that you could go, hey, wait a sec, I could do that. This really paint by numbers here. There's no secret. Can you guys just do that now, please?
Hey, Nathan, mute yourself.
Okay, then what I do next is that, guys, can you mute that person up, please? Then what I do after that is I just show other people how to duplicate those exact same results that I did, okay? So keep in mind, it's not like this is just happening for me, guys, because we have multiple people on the team that are already in the first 90 days having $3,000 days themselves. So I want for you to understand the power of leverage, okay? Now, in this particular program, the first, third, and fifth sale from every product is going to roll up, and every fifth sale after that. So if you only had a team of, say, 5 people, right, every time they create a sale, 1, 3, 5, and every fifth person is going to roll up to you, right? So those are what I call the qualifying sales. Now, this is really powerful, guys, because as your numbers start to get bigger, imagine that you've got, say, even 20 or 30 people on your team that are Black Card members, and every person only does 1 sale. Just 1, not 100, just 1. If that happened in a week or it happened in a month, 20 people, that would be a $60,000 month for you. So I want for you to understand the power of leverage. But let's break this down onto the least possible denominator, which is a business that I've rolled out just dealing with the very first level, which is the Pro Pack, right? That's what I call your inner circle. So I want for you to visualize an income of $8,333 a month, and I want for you to understand that there's a lot of companies out there. I've got a friend of mine, as an example, who has 18,000 people on a team, and he makes less than $4,000 a month in residual income with 18,000 people. Okay, so you really got to understand the comparative analysis between that. So let's look at generating this just with the Pro Pack. Those are the people that have a blog, and they're tapped into what I call the 7-figure mindset. Okay, so let's do the numbers. So $8,333, that Pro Pack is going to pay you an $87.50 commission per person per month. That means with a team of 95 people, that's it, 95, you're making 100 grand a year. Now, I want you to compare that, because my pal with 18,000 people, he doesn't even make that. Okay, so I'm talking about a team of 95 people can generate you $100,000 yearly income. But guess what? Numbers 1, 3, and 5 are pass-ups. So let's divide that by 3. That means that if you only had a team of 32 people in your inner circle, and they just qualified with their 1, 3, and 5, guys, you're making 100 grand a year with 32 people on your team. That is called the power of leverage. And if you really get this, if you've been in this industry and you've built teams before into the thousands, and you've hardly got peanuts before on those the payments that they pay you, and you realize you can have 32 people on a team and help them bring in their first 5 people, you're a $100,000 a year income earner. Are you for real? That's the power of leverage, guys. And that's what I love so much about this particular company, is that it's set up for you as the entrepreneur to be able to truly have ultimate success. So a lot of people say, well, Darren, I got nobody to talk to. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Okay, guys, you got to get out of that mindset and say, what do I need to do in order to have results? Now, I make the exact same traffic available for everybody that I use. Okay, I'm not holding anything back. So I'm going to give you the exact tools that I use. MySuperheroTraffic.com is exactly what I do for myself. Okay, I share that with everybody. Now, I promised you that I was going to give you a $297 free bonus for just coming here today. Guys, if you really want to take your life to another level, where you are totally on track, on purpose, so laser focused, if you go to darrenlittle.com/unstoppable, there is a 90-minute webinar there that will literally peel back the onion for you. Okay, it'll completely shift your reality. If you go through that and do the actual assignments that I talk about, okay, you don't have to buy anything in order to go through this webinar. You don't have to, pay any money. but you're going to have to take a few little action steps. It's going to teach you how to do a three-dimensional vision board and really get to your core drivers of what you want and why you want them, to really understand what you've got to be able to do to move forward, guys. Because if you're not emotionally attached to your dream, emotionally, where you can feel it in every single cell of your body, forget about it, okay? You will never become a millionaire. I can tell you that you've got to be a millionaire in your mind long before it's ever going to show up in your bank account, long before, okay? You've got to feel it in your body. You've got to literally taste it, right? That's why I tell my students to spend a lot of time at the exotic car dealership. Not that you ever want it. It doesn't matter. That Bentley, that Lamborghini, that Aston Martin, they hold a certain resonance, a certain vibrational frequency. And if you sit in the car, that transfers over into your body. Okay, it's a phenomenon how it happens. We'll hear a little bit from Tony because he's been making quite a few trips down to the Ferrari dealership. And guys, my name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I'm super easy to reach if you want to ask any questions, but get back to the person that invited you to this particular broadcast. Ask them how that you can get started. We have an amazing Millionaire Mindset team and really a private Facebook group where there's a lot of team camaraderie, people sharing their personal development breakthroughs, and it's absolutely outstanding. So let's go back to the panel. Okay, so we're back. So Jennifer, maybe you can just share really quickly, you know, I know that you've been tapped into this information for a little while now. What has some of this millionaire mentoring done for you?
The millionaire mentoring really has transformed my mindset. I mean, like I said, you know, you don't realize going through life how much of what you experience is really just a replay of your past conditioning, you know, things that you've, you know, maybe coming up, you know, your parents were saying, you know, money doesn't grow on trees, you know, you don't need that, you know, that type of thing. And so a lot of times we get into a self-sabotage mode just because we're replaying all these scripts in our minds. And so I think one of the most valuable things for me was to start to really examine those scripts and figure out, you know, is this real? Is this the reality that I want to create for myself? And just learning to release that. That in and of itself, I can't even, you know, separate and aside from anything that can be done in business, just getting to that place where you start to finally take control of your mindset and recognizing that you are fully in control of your life, you know, your life experiences. The things that you bring into your life is directly affected based on what your belief system is, what your BS is, like I like to say. So just starting from that basis, it becomes really, you know, a powerful process and a transformational process that kind of spills over into every aspect of your life. So that's been an amazing journey for me, for sure.
Fantastic. Okay, I want to go over quickly here to Chad R. Turner because, you know, Chad, you've got a really amazing story that people really need to understand here because you've only been on this path with Millionaire Mentoring now for 2 months. Okay, guys, so I want for you to really grasp this. This is somebody that started from a flat start, brand new, never had anything that was close to a $3,000 day. In his reality, he was coachable. He just surrendered his ego and said, show me what to do, and I'm ready to learn. Okay, so Chad, just maybe share a little bit about, you know, what had to happen for you in that mindset shift to come to that, right, where you were just ready to empty your cup and say, okay, let's do this.
The biggest thing is taking responsibility of my situation. And as far as the millionaire mentoring, really tapping into my vision, you know, like setting goals and taking action towards those goals every single day. Not just, oh, I'll do it today and maybe the next 2 days, and then, 3 days I'm going to go and, drink beer with the buddies and forget about, my vision, but really tapping into it and taking action every single day. And that's what's crucial when you're first starting. Like you talked about breaking inertia in your PowerPoint presentation. That is really the most crucial step when someone comes in, to really take the time to learn the new skills, because it's a new skill for a lot of people, and then take the time to really be focused and do something every day for 3 weeks, 25 to 75 connections, buy paid traffic, tap into your vision, write it down, visualize it, figure out. That's what I did today. I went and I figured out exactly how much these different items that I want to purchase in the near future. I know exactly how much they cost. And yeah, it's been a big change. And when you have that mindset, you take responsibility, you realize that there is no one else who can do it for you other than yourself. You have to really tap into your vision and make it happen. And I see mine, really clear. And once you tap in, then that's when you start seeing more and more good stories. You open your laptop, I expect new sales. When I go to sleep, I expect to look at my phone and see new sales every morning.
Fantastic, fantastic. Tony, let me ask you this. What was it like for you when your very first automated sales came in, when you were just being sent income and you're like, holy cow, what's going on?
Yeah, so I got distracted, and as soon as you mentioned Ferrari, I went back on the website, and they've got another flooring. Holy crap, they've got some good stuff in there. Black California. And it doesn't matter, I'm not going to go off on one, but it's surprising how much the older stuff fetches now. Anyway, I'll tell you what happened is, since I've been catching up with you guys on this wonderful online thing, I used to be the guy whose phone was just like with the crazy glue to the ear. I could let go of it and the phone would still be there all day. And people would say to me, like, do you ever get off the phone? My ringer has been on silent for about a month. I rarely answer the phone now. If there's a chance it flashes, and I don't really answer it to many people. Now, it's gone from being an absolute point of necessity to a giant pain in the ass. And now if I look at how many calls I actually make on a day, there's some days I don't make any calls at all. Zero. I don't make a phone call. So what happened is I was working, yeah. I was playing on Facebook, working, and I was sat right here, so I'm playing around on Facebook. This is the old days when I used to have my phone on vibrate, and all of a sudden it starts going like ping, which is a text message, ping, ping, and I'm going, oh, like, who's bothering me? It's just like I'm in the zone. I'm in Facebook land. I'm in the Zuckerberg zone, and I'm doing my thing, ping. Ping, and I'm in my mind. I'm going, just leave me alone. Like, who's bothering me? You have just earned. Huh? You have just earned. You have just earned. Congratulations, you have just earned. And I'm looking at this on my phone. I've never seen this before, and I don't have things like push notifications on my emails. I think I try and keep my distractions to a minimum. So all of a sudden, I'm interested in my phone, and it is just going like the Vegas slot. Ping, ping. It's funny, I was watching Ocean's 11 today, which would normally get me in trouble if I had a job, but Ocean's 11 came on. So I thought, oh well, everything runs itself, I'm going to watch a movie. And ping, ping, like the Vegas slots, and I'm thinking, it's bizarre. And as I'm sat on this hangout with you guys, I'm getting messages and calls and messages and calls. Great hangout. Can you tell me all about it? No, I'm busy. There's a link on there. Leave me alone. And it's the point now where I had a lady the other day asking me question after question after question. I don't understand. It's because it's automated. Can you explain it? No. If I explain it to you, you're going to be explaining it to everyone else. It's automated. Just go on it. Well, I don't understand. It's on there. I said, just take a trial. It's $7. Well, I need to research it. And I just started laughing to myself. And in my mind, I didn't want to be rude. In my mind, I just thought, there's absolutely no way on this planet I could work with you. So it's just, it's an absolute no-brainer. When, you know, when Darren, you did the test market, the yabba dabba doo thing, you do it better than me, by the way. It's that age thing again. And when I saw that, so, you know, we were working together on various things. And if someone's going to take one for the team financially, nothing personal, I'd rather it's you than my money. So sit by and watch. Okay, this is working. All right, what do I do? Let's go. Right, take the trial. Okay, take the trial. I'm watching. I didn't really understand it, but, you know, ready, fire, aim, reload, fire, aim. Just like, yeah, okay. It works. I'll figure it out as I go along. And then it's saying, like, you know, do this thing, $47. Yeah, okay, $47. Do this thing, then go through the training, and all of a sudden I'm just like, oh no, technology. And I watch it and go, yeah, I've got all that, which I didn't. So I went back the next day and did it slowly. And, you know, I'm living testament to the fact that this is idiot-proof. Because, you know, I'm glad someone got that. But that's the reality is, I just, you know, I sit here and I kind of feel rude. I used to watch you doing it, and I used to watch someone else. There's someone else that did it while you were watching the screen. We're doing this stuff, and all of a sudden, the eyes are going like that. And I'm watching, going, you know, what's going on here? And then all of a sudden, I just caught myself doing it. I'm going, oh, hang on. Like, I'm watching this call. Yeah, I'm on the call. Can't you see me? Yeah, it's like, leave me alone, you know? And then the Ferraris came to the forefront, and I went, oh, like squirrel. Oh, Ferrari, check the site. So back to go down there tomorrow. And it's funny you talk about that vibration. I'm not going to go off on one here, but I saw something from Mary yesterday, was it? Sat in the Shelby Cobra and the Bentley and the whole thing. And, you know, 2 weeks ago, and you know, I know there's numerous people that have done this. For me, it was no big deal. I did it by default. I had no intention whatsoever of going anywhere near a vehicle. I live in New York City. We don't drive. It's a pain in the ass. And I just walked past, and the Ferrari was like the Ferrari was like the funnel, like walking past the dealership, and the funnel got me, and I fell in the funnel and into the seat. And now it's like every day, check the inventory. Nothing. You mention it again, big flag comes up, check the inventory. Oof. Okay, I got to go back there again. And that whole thing, the simplest thing in the world to do is go sit in a car.
Absolutely.
It's simple. There's nothing to it. Just go sit in it. And then I've seen guys in the UK that they're at the McLaren dealership who 2 months ago were, you know, scared to cross the street. What do I do now? Just ask the guy for the keys. Or just like that. Well, you know what? If you get down on your knees and beg for him, you're going to look stupid. Just ask the guy for the keys and sit in the car. What if he says no? If he says no, tell him you won't buy it. He'll give you the keys. And once you get that and that vibration, we spoke about this the other day, Darren, about, you know, that weather-wise I've not been out for my Madison Avenue walks, but the frequency, by tapping in to the group, by tapping into yourself, by tapping into Chad, who, you know, over the last, I think, 2 months, I've watched go from Chad Turner to Chad Rocky Turner in 2 months. That's correct, isn't it, Rocky? Yeah?
Correct.
Okay, you stuck with that, man. And, no, but it's just like seeing this thing with Mary the other day, you know, jumping in the Bentley, who 2 months ago just wouldn't do it. Does she own that Bentley? No. Does she feel the frequency and go like, okay, I'm going to take the massive plunge and go sit in a car. Okay, I'm going to take the massive plunge and go look at a house. Okay, I'm going to take the massive plunge and go sit on a boat. I'm going to take the massive plunge and treat myself once a week to eat somewhere better and getting that energy and getting that frequency and getting that vibrational resonance. And it's easier. I constantly go on, as in the words of Jim Rohn, about we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. When we get in, for anyone that's not working with us already, when you get connected with people, guess what? It rubs off. There's an analogy that I won't use, but if you keep walking on certain stuff, it gets stuck on your feet. It's the same thing here. If you keep spending that, making sure that the 5 people you spend the most time with, if you've got a family, some of them have got to be your family, but the 5 people you spend the most time with, if you're the average of them, make sure a couple of them are where you want to be. And if that's not the case, it's $7 to get in. Well, I don't have $5,000. Don't worry about whatever it is, $4,000. Don't worry about it. It's $7. Get in, feel it, and you know what? Surprisingly, this stuff will just magic. I'm sat here in these, his clothes, and this is exactly how it worked. Is I do a few things, I join up, Darren and I start working together, and one day I just get a random message from someone that sees me on Facebook, because I always dressed down, and it was always old T-shirts and old army shorts. Do you like my clothes? Yeah, I love your clothes. Can I, if I send you clothes, can you take pictures and put them on Facebook? Yeah. So it's like, the other week, I'm there, and I'm just called the guy. I said, I don't have many hoodies, and it's colder now, and I've got all these nice shirts. And the guy sent me like $5,000 worth of high-end clothing. Just sent it to me. And I don't have any hoodies. So the next day, I get this parcel of stuff. And I'm like, okay. And it's just that frequency. It's being in that woomph. Like you said today, Darren, you got that. You got the gift from wherever it was from, because someone has felt that energy. I got one today, same sort of thing. So when you're in that, it's like a giant vortex with a magnet on the outside of it. And people see from the outside, and they're afraid to touch, and they're afraid to touch, and they're afraid to touch. And all of a sudden, they just touch, like the wet paint sign. Don't touch, don't touch, don't touch. Boom. That's it, you got it. And before they know it, okay, I'll just have a little look. And at $7, you can access and see. It's totally transparent. Anyone can see what we're doing. But more important than anything else, anyone can get connected with us.
Fantastic.
And so I'm gonna, before I go off on my own vortex, it's back to you. I'm gonna look for it.
So guys, what I want to do just in summary here is I want for you to understand this. We as a company are so confident in what it is that we do in our particular formula that we offer an unconditional money-back guarantee. That means that if you say, you know what, I'm going to throw my head over the wall, I'm going to go through this funnel, I don't like it, no problem. You can just request a refund, get all your money back, and carry on and call it a day. That's some pretty darn big confidence. Okay, it's a 100%, no questions asked, money-back guarantee for you to try this out. Okay, so I always say, take it for a test drive, try it out for yourself, and you'll be totally blown away with what you see. So, guys, you've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes. Thanks a lot for joining us on this exclusive and private VIP call. And I look forward to meeting you in person one day. I look forward to seeing you at the top. Get back to the person that invited you to this particular call and take action. Have a great night.